Well, for us, this means that we are to live as people of the King. If he is our King, he demands absolute loyalty from us. If he is our King, we must bow the knee of our life to him. We can serve no other kings than him. You can't serve two masters. You can't live for yourself and for King Jesus. You can't live for money and for King Jesus. You can't live for the acceptance of society and for the acceptance of your King. They're at war. There are two worldviews at war here. There's the worldview that views this world as all there is, and our own power and our own prestige and our own lives as of primary importance. That view is rebellion against the true King. Jesus is the true King, and we are his subjects, and his world is not compatible with this. We're more than his subjects, by the way. We're also citizens. We're citizens of his kingdom. We are kingdom citizens. We live out the Sermon on the Mount because we have kingdom ethics. We worship our King because we belong to his kingdom. We're loyal to him. We recognize that every conflict of worldviews is a conflict of kingdoms. Our world views marriage one way that's different than us. That's because they don't see our King and worship him. Our worldview views money and work and family all through a different lens than Jesus does. And they're hostile, and there's no compromise in this war because it's an issue of which king do you worship. I fear that as Americans, we don't often think of what it means that Jesus is our King enough. We've got the idea of kingship diluted and removed from our minds. Even salvation becomes, democratized, I vote for Jesus kind of thing. You don't vote for him. He's the King. He is the King. And if he's the King of your life, you owe him obedience. You owe him allegiance. You owe him loyalty in every area of your life. And when you think like that, you appreciate that sin is actually treason. Sin isn't just making bad choices that will mess up your life. Sin is open revolt against the King of heaven. And the final way the New Testament describes the kingship of Christ describes us as ambassadors. We're ambassadors to the kingdom, which does not make sense if this is the kingdom now. You don't have an ambassador to a place that's there. There's no ambassador to the United States of America in the United States of America. There's no kingdom ambassadors in the kingdom. We're sent to a world where the kingdom is not. We're subject to the king. We're citizens of the kingdom. We're living out kingdom ethics. And we're waiting for the time when David's descendants will return to earth and establish his kingdom in Jerusalem, the city of the great king, and reign from there over the world for 1,000 years. At the end of those 1,000 years, he brings an end to history, rolls up the kingdom, rolls up the church. We are all then all in all, and turns us over to the Father. We enter the eternal state where he will still sit on the throne of David and reign over us even into eternity.